who's a journalist, social activist. Reham Khan has a bachelor's education, postgraduate in sociology. She later pursued a career in the media industry. Reham joined Legal TV in May 2006, and in 2008, Ms. Rahman took up the position of broadcast journalist on BBC South for 4.5 years. Despite her grueling schedule, Reham was devoting time regularly to causes like women and ethnic representation in the police force, also dealing with the issues such as the radicalization of youth. However, in 2012, Reham decided to resign, moved to Pakistan to cover the 2013 Pakistani general elections. So, flow you to Reham Khan.
Assalamu alaikum, Haro. Hello and good evening to everyone who's gathered here today. And before I say that it's very kind of you and a privilege for me to be invited here, I'd like to confide that I got a lot of telephone calls in the interest of course, protecting me and protecting my interests, politically and otherwise, not to attend the conference.
Shame.
Now the interesting thing is that this is something that I'm very used to. You see, as a woman, a lot of us I can see, and I'm very encouraged to see more women here today than men. And as a woman, you're used to being protected and being told what not to do and what to do, what to wear and what not to wear, and how to sit and how to speak. So it doesn't come as a surprise to me. Of course, that's an extension of how we feel here, whether we are from Pashtun origin, or Sindhi origin, or Baloch origin, or indeed Kashmiri origin. Women are used to the suppression of their freedoms, their voice, and the ability to think and the ability to speak their mind. But as a lot of people know, and perhaps my brother from another mother from Afghanistan doesn't know, but I don't listen to people much. I do as I want. I always give the example of myself and my family when I try to talk to people about human rights. And I give the example of a family and a household where you have a parent. We were very lucky to have two parents, and we had, I say lucky because we had parents who gave us the opportunity and the freedom to be who we wanted to be. However, in a household, you are brought up with other siblings, with brothers and sisters, and you may or may not choose to live in that house or that home for the rest of your life. This is how I see human rights and different racial origins, different linguistic origins. I don't really think that everyone has to prove their love to each other by living together. And I think everyone has the right to live in their own homes, but still have that parent where you can go back for, say, Eid and Christmas. However, I moved back to Pakistan 5 years ago, and I say that I'm a born-again Pakistani because I spent all my life trying to run away from Pakistan, and I chose back in 2012 to go back to Pakistan for the love of someone that I wanted to look after. And I went back for the love of one person. It's not who you think it is, it's my mother. But I found a lot of mothers and a lot of other family members who embraced me, invited me into their homes. I rediscovered my Pashtun roots. I went to Sindh for the first time. I found out that actually the Pashtun hospitality is best served in Sindhi homes. I found found that Pashtun dishes that I was very fond of were best served in Hindu homes in Tharparkar. So I learned about other races, other cultures, with an open heart and with an open mind. And I'm one of those people, probably on this table and in this room, who is privileged not only to have had a lot of freedom as a child, as a teenager, but also as a human being who's lived in different cultures. So in England, as a British Pakistani woman working in mainstream media, I never had any negative racist encounter. I went back to Pakistan and I learned to don the chadar for areas such as, which used to be the tribal belt, areas like Waziristan. And I was amazed at the lack of sexism, lack of misogyny. I was surprised that I was treated like one of the lads wherever I went, in these remote, so-called backward areas of Pashtun belt. Then I went to Balochistan during 2013 to the run-up to the elections. And for me, the Baloch belt and the Pashtun and Baloch rivalry, of course, I had heard about it, I witnessed it as a journalist. And I was welcomed in Baloch homes as if I was a member of the family. Not once was my Pashtun origin a barrier for me there. I'm Sunni by origin, but I have mourned with the Hazaras in Quetta, and I have witnessed children see their parents blown up to pieces in front of their eyes. And not once did I have a trace of fear in my mind, in my heart, and not once was I branded a non-something. I was always regarded as one of us. And why is that? Is it because maybe I don't see people because of the color of their skin, because of where they come from? And I do that because I genuinely have absolutely no consciousness of whether there's a man sitting in front of me, a woman sitting in front of me, a Hindu sitting in front of me, or an Ahmadi sitting next to me, that's not my concern. And I find that with that positivity, I've never had a negative encounter. I do believe that no one has the right to tell me how I should dress up. I can choose to wear a skirt one day and a chadar another. I can choose to speak in English one day and Pashto another. I'm learning Sindhi. Sutto Sindhi. Similarly, I don't think that anyone has the right as a domineering parent to decide how a child, once they're adults, learn to live their lives. So I don't have the right to sit in Islamabad and make rules for Sindh. I don't have the right to sit in Lahore and make rules for Bannu. I don't have the right to sit in Karachi and make rules for Tharparkar. And that is a simple understanding that I have as a person, and that is a simple understanding that human rights activists across the world have. But the reason this simple fact is not understood is because it's not in the interest of politics. It's not in the interest of governments. It's not in the interest of weaponry. of war economics for us to be united. It's very, very simple. It's very obvious. This is why when Dr. Hassan was talking about this is a peaceful solution. It's a peaceful solution for North India, it's a peaceful solution for Afghanistan, it's a peaceful solution for Pakistan. This is what we should be doing. Why are governments not thinking about it? Because they don't want peace. That's the simple answer. Now the problem that I have with this independence is only this, that I've recently made a new friend, and she happens to be Sindhi. And so I thought to myself that I really like Razia. And if Sindh was to separate today, I can't see Razia anymore, I think she's going to make me coffee. And I thought, well, I really like Razia. And so what if she one day decides to sort of separate, and how am I going to approach her if there's a border between me and Razia? If I can't from Peshawar reach her in Sindh, in Hyderabad, I would be devastated. So I thought, actually, you know what? I could just maybe cage her, confine her freedom, not let her go back to Bolton. Because I think she's really useful and really competent, so I need to keep her here in London. So I might just decide to do that, because she's so valuable to me that the only way to keep her from going to Bolton is that I sort of some way make sure that she can not go back, confine her freedom. But of course, if I did that, because she's nodding her head as I say that, I think she has no problem with me confining her in London. But maybe it's because I mean it. I mean to confine her with my love and not by force. And that's perhaps what governments, not these governments, and I'm not sure what my brother from Afghanistan meant, and I don't know why you're sorry that I'm here. I'm very happy to be here.
Because I had a war against.
Yes, and so I'm proud to be a Pakistani origin. I'm proud of Pakistanis. I'm not proud of how Pakistan sometimes behaves with its policies towards other regions, other provinces, and I have the courage to say that. With the Pashtun Tahaffuz movement, I have been following these youngsters who have been crucial post Zarb-e-Azab operation in 2014 with the IDPs. I worked day and night with Mohsin Dabar, and he is of course an integral part of Pashtun Tahaffuz movement. And maybe my brother doesn't know, but I am actually a huge supporter of the Pashtun Tahaffuz movement. And I thought I was here in the capacity of that. But here we have people, youngsters, asking for their basic freedoms, and they're branded traitors, they're branded agents. Again, this is nothing to be fearful of. God knows, I wake up every morning and I'm in the news and I find out that today I'm an MI6 agent, on Thursday I'm a RAW agent, on Sunday I'm a CIA agent, and I thought that Mossad was probably the one that they would not connect me with. But last week, you'll be pleased to know I'm also part of the Jewish lobby. I have no problem, you see. The problem with this is only two things, and I'll conclude with that. And see, the problem with being branded an agent is that I think it's such, I'm a huge fan of Angelina Jolie, so I really, it has put a lot of pressure on me to hit the gym, because I think agents should look fit. And the only problem with that is that none of these agencies have actually paid any of my salaries today. So could you please arrange a gym pass so that I could actually look like a really fit agent, because I would be very proud. If you're branded an agent for speaking out, if you're branded an agent because you are speaking out for women being raped, if you're branded an agent because you speak out for pedophilia, if you're branded an agent because you see your seniors of your community stripped of their dignity, told to take off their shawls, told to take off their patkhas, told to take off their shoes. If you are branded an agent because you see women in burqas line up and be shunted like sheep, which I have seen at Bannu Sports Complex in the middle of Ramadan, women fainting in front of me, queuing up, where nobody had thought to bring them water. If you're branded an agent for standing up for people's rights, I would be very happy that you brand me an agent.